Lesson 2 of the video training series for How Love Wins. How is your kindness doing? On our journey together, I am sharing what I have learned from science, religion, and personal experience about how kindness makes our life more purposeful, healthier, and happier. Here's a personal story about my hospice friend, Jeremy. I first met Jeremy when I was a hospice volunteer spending time with individuals who had 6 months or less to live. At age 35, he was already very weak with advanced ALS and had had a traumatic life. He ran away from home at age 13 because of the debauchery of his mother, lived with friends as best he could. Later, his estranged wife would not allow his 11-year-old daughter to visit him on his deathbed because of his non-Christian 3-year intensive meditation training through yoga. Because he was on hospice and in other ways had been traumatized, I assumed he would be self-absorbed with his personal problems and troubled relationships, and not caring all that much about the well-being of others. Boy, was I surprised. The intensive meditation training through yoga taught him about mindful kindness and completely changed the way he approached the fear and pain that came with his illness. By the time I met him, he was almost completely paralyzed. He had no use of his body below his neck. The only movement I saw him make was turning his head to look at me. He operated his computer with voice commands. Jeremy constantly focused on how to be kind to those around him, with never a hint of self-pity or discouragement. He radiated contentment, joy, kindness. He talked about how blessed his life was, about his gratitude, and about the wonderful friends he had at the care facility. Employees at the care facility would sit with him during their breaks just to bask in his kindness and joy. Another hospice volunteer asked if she could come and visit Jeremy, just to be able to sit with him. Jeremy thought of his life as a drop of water in a river. When the river came to a waterfall, many drops separated, each reflecting light a little differently according to its nature. At the bottom of the waterfall, his drop would simply be reunited with the river and flow on. Quote, "Everything is part of me and I am part of everything. It does not make any difference what kind of water drop you are. You could be any shape, any size, or any color. You are all the same as I, and I am the same as you." End quote. I last saw him on a late Saturday afternoon. Later that evening, Jeremy told his nurse he was ready to go to sleep and asked her to bring his nightly medicine. Then he told her he was going to die that evening, and he did. He was positive toward his death, toward his relationships, and toward all those who came in contact with him. We all differ in the ways we can be kind to ourselves and to others. When I take inventory of ways I am kind to myself, I think of habits related to mindful kindness, being with people I care about, eating a mostly healthy diet, exercising regularly, hiking, practicing Tai Chi, enjoying nature, singing, getting rest, and limiting stress. In my inventory for being mindfully kind to others, I think of maintaining positive social relationships with friends and family, physical and psychological intimacy with my wife Linda, writing to my prisoner friends, taking steps to protect the environment, and helping others in need. When I asked Linda for her input, she told me that my sense of humor and jokes have been a kindness in our relationship because they lighten her spirit when she has felt down, and it has brought her joy and brought us together, a habit I would have not thought of as part of my kindness inventory. Time for a quick review. What are the benefits of having mostly kind habits? Having mostly kind habits contributes to close, caring relationships that in turn contribute to a long, healthy, and happy life. So let's look at kind habits, those you have and those you would like to develop. Turn to Lesson 2 in your handout, the Kindness Inventory, kind habits directed to yourself and to others. The 4 parts of the kind habits self-assessment are kindness to yourself, to your family and friends, to your colleagues, and to strangers needing help. As you follow along as I read the assessment questions, make an X next to the habits you are strongly motivated to work on. First, kindness to yourself. How important is it to you to spend more time in activities that engage you and are enjoyable? How important is it to spend more time in enjoyable interactions with those close to you? How important is it to you to have more time and energy to get your work done? How important is it to you to eat and drink in a more healthy fashion and avoid cigarettes, chewing, and excessive alcohol? How important is it to you to be more courteous when you are driving, shopping, and talking on the phone? How about engaging in more healthy activities such as regular exercise and adequate sleep? How important is it to you to do a better job managing your stress? How about finding a mentor with expertise to help you build important habits in your areas of interest? How important is it to you to be more forgiving of yourself and others? Now let's look at the next section, kindness with friends and family. How important is it to interact more respectfully and kindly with all members of your families and close friends? How important is it to be helpful more often without being asked? How important is it to help family and friends weaken an unkind habit? How important is it to encourage them as they work toward a goal? How important is it that you respond with positivity when they say something to you? How important is it to you to make an effort to engage in activities that your partner or friend highly values? Part 3. Kindness at work. How important is it to interact more respectfully and kindly with your colleagues? To encourage their good work more often? To be more helpful to your colleagues, for example, in strengthening their kind habits? How important is it to you to focus on the success of your group as much or more than on your individual success? How important is it to you to help a colleague weaken an unkind habit? Part 4. The reach of your kindness. How important is it to you to more often interact respectfully and kindly with homeless people and others in need? How important is it to more often give direct support to those in need, for example, money, food, gloves, or warm clothing to a homeless person in cold weather? How important is it to more often give time or money to charities inside or outside the U.S. that help those in need, including disaster victims? How important is it to you to help especially those in need when they are children? Your turn. Pause the video, go back and read the descriptions of the kind habits you marked with an X. Pick the most important 1 or 2 habits you are motivated to work on and mark them with 3 X's. Okay, now we're going to look at ideas for increasing your kindness to others. I want you to think about what things you're motivated to do to be more kind. And that's what we're going to do in this section. We're going to look at activities, and as you follow along, as I read the activities, make an X to the kind activities you are strongly motivated to engage in more often. Kind activities usually bring tranquility and joy, so they're very worthwhile developing, and of course, they're really important for close, caring relationships. Here we go. Give money or volunteer. For example, you can help children who are hungry, sick without medical care, homeless, abused, or lacking a caring adult to foster kindfulness and personal responsibility. Learn new ways to be kind by watching others and helping them with their acts of kindness. Also learn new ways to be kind from books, articles, social media, and movies. Pick a certain person, someone close to you like a friend or family member, to be the focus of your kindness. While your long-term goal may be to be kind to everyone, starting with one person is a manageable first step to start developing the tools and habits to practice kindness on a grander scale. A second step is to keep track of what is important to friends and family members. When you see them, ask how things are going with what matters to them. Deliver small kindnesses. They matter. The small kindnesses can be random acts of straightforward kindness. A wealth of ideas for random acts of kindness can be found at that website, randomactsofkindness.org. Here's some specific ideas. Send a positive note to a friend, a thank you, compliment, congratulations, birthday, or a card recognizing another special day. Give small gifts for no reason. Invite friends to join activities with you. Touch and hug to show that you care. Speak in positive terms. Even raising a problem can be done with kindness. Say thank you as often as you can. Give genuine compliments as often as you can. Do favors for others. Next, try David Hamilton's 7-day challenge, in which you will perform at least one act of kindness each day. And here are the ground rules. 1, do something different each day. 2, do something that takes you out of your comfort zone. And 3, at least one of your acts must be done anonymously. Next, invest time and effort in developing new kindfulness skills, such as reading books on relationships or parenting or taking classes. Now we're going to talk about activities that involve a group. Here's the first one. Join or create a kindful club. This supported group of friends can include book discussions, updates about our practice of kindness and mindfulness, and sharing what people have learned. The kindness club I participate in includes a few close friends who meet once a month at one of our houses. We meditate for 20 minutes and have tea while we discuss what we have been working on in the areas of kindness and mindfulness. Of course, the most obvious group activity is a spiritual or religious group that supports your kindful intentions and also provides fellowship. Quote, people who attend religious services regularly are, thanks to the community element, more satisfied with their lives than those who do not. Their well-being was not linked to their religious beliefs or worshiping practices, but to the number of friends they had at church. People with 10 or more friends at their religious services were about twice as satisfied with their lives as people who had no friends there. Okay, your turn. Pause the video. Go back and read the descriptions of the kind activities you marked with an X. Pick the most important 1 or 2 activities that you're engaged in, that you want to be engaged in more often, and make 3 X's. Okay, we're starting up again only to pause your video. But first, let me explain what's coming. In the kindness section of your journal, write the name of each habit you marked with 3 X's and describe why you want to build that habit. Next, write the name of each activity you marked with 3 X's and describe why you want to engage more often in those activities. We will end with a particular type of guided meditation that is called a body scan. After that, you can go back and do the assignment of describing the kind habits and kind activities you want to promote in yourself. If convenient, do this guided meditation lying down with your arms at your side. Direct your awareness to your breathing for several breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now direct your awareness to both your feet and toes. Direct your awareness to your ankles. Direct your attention to both calves. Direct your attention to both knees. Direct your attention to both thighs. Direct your attention to both hips. Direct your attention to the top of your head. Direct your attention to the back of your neck. Direct your attention to both shoulders. Direct your attention to both your upper arms. Direct your attention to both elbows. Direct your attention to both forearms. Direct your attention to both wrists. Direct your attention to both hands and your fingers. Direct your attention to your abdomen. Direct your attention to your heart. Direct your attention to your lungs. Direct your attention to the front of your neck and your windpipe. Now bring your awareness to your entire body all at once. Direct your attention to your breathing for 1 minute. I will tell you when the time is up. Open your eyes. Take your time coming back into wherever you are. Take the peace you have gained out into the world with you. And remember that you can always call upon meditation to calm yourself and bring peace into your life.